Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video is another killstreak breakdown, but slightly different because this is one that I got on Naboo with Yoda, and I was actually challenged to do this streak on live stream without star cards. So I've had to mute the gameplay audio because it was me talking crap for most of it. And as you guys know, I normally start these by saying what star cards I use for each hero that I'm breaking down, but in this case I don't actually have any. So I'm still working on picking what the best star cards are for Yoda. I've got a couple other bits of gameplay that I've got with Yoda, just trying to test out some different star cards, and once I know that, I'll definitely let you guys know what my choices are star card wise. I think a Yoda guide is in the very near future going to happen. So if that's something you guys want to see, let me know. Anyway, we'll get to the gameplay actually, and I've already, just in 40 seconds of me just talking crap, we've got 12 kills. Now the biggest key with defending on Naboo, it's a big open map, but it suits Yoda's playstyle especially perfectly. Rey's another really good choice on Naboo, which if you haven't seen my 66 kill streak with Rey on this map, I'll link that in the description as well, so you guys can check that out. That one doesn't have commentary, but at least you get a sense of sort of the same ideas of what I'm thinking as I'm playing, as is what I'm doing with Yoda here. So the two biggest keys that I've already stressed in a lot of my other breakdowns is swapping side to side. Don't stay in one place for too long because that just makes you predictable, and it's easier for the enemies to work out ways of taking you out. Yoda's presence ability is amazing, and you want to be using that as often as you get it available, which at times here I don't really utilize it, but you definitely want to be using that as much as you possibly can, because that extra health is tremendous, and it's not just for you but also for your nearby teammates. If you've got teammates that are supporting you, then that extra health makes them survive longer, which makes it easier for them to actually help you out when they need. Because as you can see, there's a tank going after me, and I mentioned this in the Dooku breakdown with his duelist ability, but it's the same with Yoda's presence. It's much better to activate it behind cover, because if you're trying to activate it while you're getting shot at, the enemies can deal massive damage to you while you are in the animation, because it's quite a slowish sort of animation. And I also have emphasized in the past that you want to be counting your swings, so you're not over swinging, because that's depleting your stamina and it's giving enemies a chance to actually shoot at you. But in the case of Yoda, you can sort of get away with it a little bit. His hit detection sometimes is not the greatest, so I like to do just one extra swing just to make sure I get the kill with Yoda. And because of his small size, it can be hard for enemies to still hit him. Now, getting choked by Vader here, but the important thing is not to panic. Luckily, with Yoda's size, you can sneak underneath tanks and the MTT and things like that, which I would not advise with other saber users, because they're going to get hit in the head and that can wipe all of your health instantaneously. So that's a tip that's specifically reserved for Yoda. So as I'm doing here, I'm trying to avoid that Vader, because Vader's probably one of the biggest threats to Yoda. I think I'll probably cover that when I do the hero guide. So I want absolutely nothing to do with Vader unless he's low on health. Now, a good trick I've done there, it's not just Yoda, but it's all characters with a dash attack, Maul and Luke as well. Attacking them once and then dashing straight after is a really good tactic, because it makes it hard for the enemies to hit you. Plus it keeps you on the move, so you can sort of substitute that with the other tactic that I've explained with saber users in the past, which is after you get a kill, you're immediately pressing the dash or dodge button. So the dash with Yoda or Luke's rush attack or Maul's spin attack can work the same way. So you swing once at an infantry and then use your dash, and that will kill even a buffed officer, I'm pretty sure. That deals 130 damage, I'm pretty sure. So combine the two, that's 260 damage. which is huge. That's enough to kill even the buff troopers, and even some aerials if you can hit them before they fly off. So as I'm doing before, I'm going side to side, taking out as many troopers as I can, looking to kill the ones that are looking at me first when they're bunched up like that. And the other thing I want to do is try and keep myself level with the MTT at all times. I mean, occasionally you can run to the back if there's a slippery enemy that you want to kill, but for the most part you want to be at least keeping your character level with that MTT, because there'll be a point fairly soon where they duck, where the phase ends, and you've got 30 seconds to get back in bounds for the second phase, and if you're too far back that can lead to trouble, especially if there's an aware saber hero or like a droid commando around. They can easily hit you with a knockdown ability, and then that's when the panic starts to set in. So I'm going to the back here because there's a couple that I can kill, but I'm making sure I'm keeping myself reasonably level with the MTT. And I'm going to swap sides again in a sec. So it's good to kill a few enemies on one side, then all those enemies that you kill probably realise that that's the side you're on, so then they're immediately going to migrate to the opposite side, which is why you do the same thing, and you're just keeping yourself in the best position to get as many kills as possible without overextending or doing anything crazy, of course. So I'm now on the other side. The enemies probably aren't expecting me to be here, and Yoda's movement speed is actually fairly decent, so you can get side to side pretty quickly, especially if you also utilise his dashes. And see, a trick I did there, instead of going for that heavy head on, I used a side to side diagonal dash. That makes it much harder for them to track you and actually get hits on you. They're more likely to miss. That's a really good tip for closing ground with saber heroes. That diagonal side to side dash. I'm in a bit of trouble here, but I hit that, activate my presence, and I'm okay here. I know there were enemies on this side, so I go back to try and get them again. They probably expected me to have run off completely. That's where you can catch them, and this is what I was talking about before. I got plenty of time to get back now. I just wanted to kill this commando just for the 50th, because the goal on the stream was to get 50. I got choked by Vader, but I can use my dash to get away from that. Activate presence as soon as I get it, and then I'm not going to lose any permanent health even though I'm getting shot at. So we've survived that phase. This is where Yoda is very, very close quarters, at least compared to some of the other heroes. I think Obi-Wan with his defensive rush, Luke with his force abilities, Rey with her dash and her insight. They have a much easier time getting kills on this phase, so especially because I've lost a bit of health here, I'm going to try and just support the team as much as I can, make sure the enemy team doesn't push through, and taking the opportunity to get some kills when I can. I was swinging a bit too much there, but luckily it paid off and netted me a few kills. Because of that spam swing, I had to be very careful of my stamina. Again, we're just going side to side. You can play with this out of bounds area a little bit. That guy would never have expected me to jump over the wall like that. So that's a really good tactic with all saber heroes you can employ. And my eyes kind of just lit up here. Managed to take out all of those enemies before they even realised what was happening. So utilising those flanks is really important. Now I've got to be careful of Maul, and he's choked me. Now also got to be really careful of droidicas, because they have splash damage that you can't block, especially with the change they made to Yoda where you can't block explosives with his unleash anymore. So I've said that in the past, but droidicas can be a bit of a menace at close range, so keeping a distance, getting behind them. Rey's mind trick is amazing at taking out droidicas. Because they can't roll backwards, they literally get stuck in place and there's nothing they can do. Like I said before, I'm still just going side to side, activating presence when I have a moment to breathe, and just trying to take out as many enemies as I can. I really don't know how I didn't get a kill there, but it's okay. There's still a few tickets left. I was really hoping for 70 at this point, and I fell just short, unfortunately. But still a very good run nonetheless. Having that passive health on kill definitely helps with no star cards. So that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed that challenge, so shout out to my man Alex for the challenge. That was brilliant. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.